Hey guys, how's it going? I am here today in my kitchen to start out with. I'm going to be talking about some goat stuff today that's been going on. Some pretty necessary things that are hard to understand. Hard for maybe you guys, people off the farm, to understand. So I'm going to be talking about two different things that we do. And they are necessary for us to run our operation. The first one is culling. I culled my first doe this week. I have been raising goats for 6 years, and she was one of the first does that I bought 6 years ago. And she was getting pretty close to 10 years old, guys. I mean, it was a case where I couldn't let her have any more babies. I was feeding her extra feed, which isn't good on our feed budget. You know, right now they're supposed to be out on grass, you know, doing the natural thing. But she was losing weight and she wasn't keeping up with the rest of the herd. So I had to put her in a pen by herself. And I mean, she was not happy in there. She was not. So it was time for her to go on her way. And our sale barn has a monthly sale, which is good. So it's the second Thursday of every month, and it's a sheep and goat sale. So we just take them. And when I took her, I asked them how many goats they had today to sell, and they said 1,300 to 1,400. Wow. And the sale started at 4, and they said they wouldn't be done till like 2 or 3 in the morning. So big sale. Lots of sheep and goats going through, and so that's good for our market and our industry. And back to the culling process. I took a video of Twister and I, our last video together, and I showed you kind of the process of taking her to the sale. I didn't show you the sale barn part because they were moving us in and out. They were just trying to get everybody through so that they could start the sale and get all the goats and sheep into their pens, and just so they could do their jobs and run their sale smoothly. So I didn't get a video of that part, but I did get a video of me prepping her for to take her off the farm. Okay, and I will show you those things right here in this video. Check it out. Kind of a sad day on our farm, but it's a necessary day. When I was young, I learned about this part of raising livestock, and it's just part of it, and it's something that needs to be done. So it's the culling process, and today I am culling one of my older goats. She's lived her life out on our place for the last 6 years, done very well for us, had a happy life, and she's getting to be about 10 years old. She's lost most of her teeth, and so today I'm going to take her to the sale, and I'm going to try to get some money out of her. So it's just part of raising livestock and getting some return for all the hard work that you put in to manage the livestock, all the feed, and it's just something that you have to do. I'll talk to you a little bit about what kind of goes into the sale process. So the first thing she needs is a scrapey tag in her ear. So here's Twister now. Notice she's kind of foaming at the mouth. She's been doing that for a while now. I think she doesn't have any teeth, and so all the fluid in her mouth, all the acid and everything, just kind of breaks up and kind of cause her to foam a little bit. She's fine. She's healthy. She's just old. You can't see any teeth. So this is our little carrying topper thing that we've actually made for the goats. It's got a mat on the inside, so it's comfortable. So she didn't get her feet caught in there or anything. We gave her some hay when we loaded her, so she ate that. And we also put the tarp over her to keep the wind off of her and to keep the rain off of her. She's comfortable in there. She just doesn't know why she's in there, what's going on. Sorry, Twister, It's that time, baby girl. Time for you to move on. It's just part of it. Alright, this is a scrapie tag, and it's issued to us from the USDA, and it's ensured that the animal is healthy and free of the scabies disease, which is a highly contagious disease that sheep and goats can get. So it's got two sides to it. Go ahead. It is unlawful to remove, it says. So unlawful to remove. So this tag cannot be removed from her ear. So it's very important that she has this. If we were to take her to the sale and she didn't have it, we would still have to pay $2 out of our check for them to put one in. So it is very important that they have one when they go through. So I'm gonna go ahead now and put it in her ear. All right, as you can see, I've got it in her ear, so she is ready to go. So we're heading to the sale and we will be there shortly. Alright, the next video I'm gonna show you is our breeding process. And I'm not breeding them today. What I'm doing today is synchronizing them to ovulate at the same time so that they come into heat together. And I've got 2 bucks, and so hopefully they will be bred within hours of each other, which means they're gonna kid hours from each other, and I will be done hopefully in a day is my hope. Hey guys, it's an exciting day today on our farm because today we are synchronizing our first group of does, meaning we're getting them ready for out of season breeding. For that, goats usually breed in season from like the end of July to the end of January. So in order to get fall kids, their gestation is 5 months. So in order to get fall kids, October kids, we have to breed them now. Meaning that we need to give them a few extra hormones, actually just mainly 2 extra hormones to get them going. And then we put them in the buck and they breed naturally the rest of the way. We just need to help them cycle. So we use just a couple of things for that, and it's really pretty easy. Here's what you need. You need a list of all your does. You guys see that? It's kind of looks backwards, but I've got 4 groups that we're going to be doing throughout the summer. To make sure that everybody's pregnant or bred, we will put all the does in with the bucks the end of August. So I do have a blog post that I wrote a while back when I was doing the scheduling, so you can check that out. I will post the link down below at the bottom so you can find that post to see how I schedule, and also I have our protocol there too on how we synchronize them. So today we are going to be synchronizing. We're going to be putting CIDRs in to 7 does. And these does are about a year, well, 6 of them, 5 of them are about a year and a half. One of them's 2, and then one of them's 3 years old. So the last 2 I just bought last spring. So this is going to be my first time trying to kid them out. So the first thing that you need after the schedule is gloves. Okay, especially if you're a lady like me. Okay, working with hormones, you could mess with your own hormones, and that could cause your cycles to be all out of whack. So be sure when you're working with these CIDRs and the PG600 later on, make sure that you are wearing these nifty, colorful blue gloves. And I've got one for each hand here. These are the pack of CIDRs that we ordered, and it's important when you're storing them to keep them in a temperature controlled environment. It says about 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So I actually put them in the basement because it's very cool down there. It's about that range and all the time. So they are just fine down there. And that's where all my animal supplies are, is in a big room down in the basement. This is what the cedars look like. So you can see it's like Y-shaped. It actually is T-shaped at first. And then it's got a string here. And this is to be able to pull it out later on. And then do you see this ball here? When I get the cedar in there, I'm gonna cut that ball off so that they don't, when they're messing with it, because it's gonna feel weird, especially with these ones that have never had it before. It's gonna feel weird to them, they're gonna mess with it, and they could use their teeth to pull the ball, to pull the whole thing out, and then our whole synchronization will be lost. So the applicator, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it like this so it makes a J. And you see the slit right here. I'm actually going to put it in just like that. And then I'm going to make my Y and kind of stick it in all the way. Just like so. Alright. And you can clip the ball before you put it in or after. It's probably easier to clip it after, to cut that off after. Okay, and then I just catch my dough and I stick it in. Okay, so here's the vulva hole right here. I'm gonna put it in. And there's the string. Alright, and that's all you're gonna see. You're just gonna see that string, and as you check them every day to make sure that they're in there, you should be looking for strings. Just like that, without the ball. I think we had one actually get lost last year. The rest of them stayed in just fine and dandy. So you can use some lube to put it in if you're using first timers and you don't want to hurt them too bad. This is not, make sure it's non-spermicidal and sterile. So and you can get them at your vet supply store. So that is how you use the applicator and the cedar. Okay, we're gonna have this cedar in for 14 days. All right, so this is gonna be kind of a series of the breeding process that we go through to get them to breed during the time when we know we're gonna be home. Okay, this is a management practice for us to ensure that we don't have any trouble while we're gone. Okay, if we know we're gonna be gone, if we know when they're gonna be kidding, we're not gonna be gone. We're gonna be here. All right, we're gonna not schedule anything else during those times, and we're gonna know exactly when they've been bred, so that we can write it on the calendar 5 months later and say, okay, we can't do anything this day because I've got a doe that is gonna be kidding. So it helps us with our management, with our business. So that's just that's just what we do to manage our breeding. It really worked last year for us for our first time doing it. We didn't lose near as many that were born alive as we have in the past, and just because we've been there and we've been able to make sure that they were coming out okay and all of that. And so, especially when it's cold out. So that's what we are doing, and stay tuned. In about 2 weeks I will go through the process of getting them to ovulate, which is where we use PG600, a hormone. We don't use very much of it, and so they're not going to super ovulate. They're not going to have a lot of kids. In fact, we had more singles and twins than triplets. I think we only had like 2 sets of triplets last year, so really not at all. So that is that. Oh, Pippi moved the camera. So that is that, and I will try to get some action shots of us putting them into a doe, putting the cedars in to the doe for you. I'm not sure if I can if I'm going to be able to get a very good video. So that's why I did the demo for you ahead of time. I will show you the does that we have chosen for this first group. I will show you who they are. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, if you liked how we manage our herd breeding so that we're here when they kid, please give us a thumbs up and comment below what you think of all of this. If you think it's good, bad, smart, stupid, you know, whatever, just leave a comment and subscribe to our channel for more, and we will see you on the flip side. Bye!